All right, let's look at concept number 7, how to identify an independent and dependent value in real-world practice. All right, let's start with the independent variable. An independent variable is a variable that stands alone and isn't changed by the other value being measured, which would be your dependent variable. As you can see from the picture below, you can see that the independent variable is actually what is going to cause a change in your dependent variable. Therefore, your independent variable stands alone. Now let's look at the dependent variable. A dependent variable is a variable that depends on another factor. So again, looking at the picture below, you can see that the dependent variable depends on the change that is happening from the independent variable. All right, now let's look at a real-world example. The dependent and independent variables are bolded in the following sentence. Identify which is the independent and which is the dependent variable. So, the number of students who go on a school trip is related to the price of the trip for each student. All right, so looking at this example, the price of the trip in this example is going to be your independent variable. The reason for this is the price of the trip is going to stay the same no matter what for each student. Therefore, the number of students is going to be your dependent variable because the price is going to determine how many students are going to be able to attend this field trip. Let's do another real-world example quickly. In this example, a scientist studies how many days people can eat soup until they get sick. So I really want you to think about which factor is the one that's going to happen no matter what. And in this case, it's going to be eating the soup. No matter what, we're going to eat that soup in this experiment. But what we're seeing is how long it's going to take me to get sick. Therefore, eating the soup, since it's not going to change, nothing is affecting this in my experiment, is going to be the independent variable. Eating that soup is what's going to affect me getting sick. Therefore, getting sick is going to be the dependent variable. All right, I think it's time to do a little practice. Here's your first example. If a skateboard rider goes down one side of a half-pipe ramp and up the other side, her speed changes as time passes. Which is the dependent variable? So at this time, I want you to pause this video and solve, and when you are finished, hit play. All right, did you get speed to be your dependent variable? If you did, you can click here and go to the next question. If you did not, please stay with me and watch how I solved this problem. All right, so we're trying to determine which one of our variables is the dependent variable. Well, we have two variables in this example. We have time and we have speed. And the dependent variable would be the variable that is going to depend on something else in order to happen. Therefore, time happens all by itself. Nothing is going to affect time. Therefore, time will have to be the independent variable. Therefore, the longer that time passes, my speed is going to change. So my speed would have to be my dependent variable. It is depending on time passing because I will not gain speed if my time does not continue. Okay, here's your next problem. The number of customers at the zoo is related to the temperature. Which is the independent variable? At this time, pause and solve in your notebook, and when you are finished, hit play. All right, did you get temperature to be your independent variable? If you did, you may go on to the practice quiz. If you did not, please stay with me and watch how I solved this problem.